Miss Dare had attracted countless admirers since her debut in London high society 2 years ago, but today, she was different from her usual self, not merely due to the beauty that radiated from her dazzling features, blonde hair, and lovely olive green eyes. Her face was radiating with joy. Love had made her blossom like a rose. As she walked down the aisle, mesmerized stares followed her every step of the way. At that moment, the much-talked-about French wedding gown and the Italian wedding veil that the Viscount had specially ordered were completely forgotten. All that mattered was the way she walked, the look on her face, the smile on her face. The guests followed her every move with bated breath until she stood in front of the altar, next to the man who would soon be her husband. The Viscount handed his precious daughter to him and stepped away. 2 people now stood at the altar. One was smiling brilliantly, but the other's face still appeared as though it were encased in ice. Everyone was filled with pity. Edward Morton has been blessed with such a beautiful wife, yet he did not seem the least bit happy about it. Many men of marriageable age became bitter at the sight. The Reverend gave a short, straightforward sermon on the importance of fidelity and parish priest in London. He knew full well what little patience the guests sitting in front of him had for long sermons. Soon after, the couple exchanged rings, and Reverend Lloyd gave them permission to seal their vows with a kiss. Edward slowly lowered his head and lightly pressed his lips to Elizabeth's. Just as an applause was about to break out, there was a low intake of breath from those seated closest to the altar. They quickly looked to their neighbors to confirm what they had seen, and saw the same look of surprise on their faces. Edward's lips had barely left Elizabeth's when a single tear fell from his eye. My goodness. He quickly wiped it away with a hand, but the act clued in even the guests sitting at a distance who hadn't actually seen his tear to the fact that he had cried. Those who had actually witnessed the tear roll down his face gave the newlyweds a thunderous round of applause as they walked down the aisle, delighted at the idea of being able to boast that they had actually seen Edward Morton's tears, which would undoubtedly be a hot topic at the tea parties for some time.